To have maximum transparency and alignment across the organization, we need to report both the forecast completion rates and the actual performance. Let's take a look. Remember, earlier on we talked about how for each team at the beginning of the period, the game, in this case we'll think of it as being a quarter or 12 weeks, we normalize them up to 1,000 points. So at the beginning of the game you have 1,000 points at play. But as the month transpires, your actual expected performance degrades. It degrades because maybe we have employee issues or supplier issues with the quality of what they're providing us. Maybe we have a key customer that steps back and has a pause in their purchasing cycle. For whatever reason, our plans never unfold exactly as expected. So we want to show the organization that's happening. Because, let's say in this case, success looks like a product launch, but because of these impediments, we're actually not going to quite get to success. We'll get to partial success. The rest of the organization needs to know so that they don't allocate resources, people, timing, etc., to provide support for the launch, like customer support, implementation, consultants, and so forth. Likewise, as the time unfolds, I need to report how I'm actually performing. And so as the various objectives are started and we make progress, we make partial progress, we should see our gradual accumulation of points towards success. In fact, if we combine these two lines together, we should see them converge. Our forecast of where we expect to get and what we actually get as we get skilled at running this game should get close together. In fact, what we know is very few teams ever end up at 1,000. If you end up with 1,000 points, it indicates there's probably too much slack in your plans so that you knew you could achieve it because you had an artificially low expectations. And if your performance is always well below that forecast or expected, it indicates you've been overly optimistic about what the team can do, and we need to work on your planning skills. In fact, there's what we call the success zone. Somewhere between 600 and 800 points is where we expect most teams to arrive at the end of the game. So if you're above this zone, it shows planning issues. If you're always below this point, it shows there's execution issues or forecasting issues. And so we need to have the communication clear that that's where we expect performance to be, and that's what success looks like. Now finally, because there's points involved, the progress and the priority points aggregate up, we can actually give you a numerical score for this as well. So in this case, on the dashboard, we should be able to show the objectives, the actual progress we've made with this priority, and from that, aggregating for the entire team or the individual department, whatever scope we're looking at, we should be able to see the actual points and the forecast points on an easy-to-read scorecard so that we can have an ongoing communication about how we're performing against those expectations.